Well, good afternoon. Pastor Greg here, Faith Lutheran Church, Harvey, North Dakota. I'm stopping for a few minutes to catch up with you in my midweek message. It's Thursday, the 9th of February, and I'm a day behind, but that's all in part of what's been going on. So we're glad that you're spending a minute or two, and I'm thanking you for doing that here on this day or whenever you're watching this particular video. So what's going on here at Faith? It's been 2 weeks. Well, this would be my third week since I've given you a message, and so I had taken some time off for back surgery, and I'm still recovering from that, but I'm able to get up and move, and it was a very successful surgery. So that's the good news. So I'm here in the office today for a while, and then we'll be out and about. But I want to just take a second and thank everyone for the phone calls and the well wishes and the prayers and the cards that were sent over the last couple of weeks. Judy and I both really do appreciate hearing from you and receiving those. Um, I also want to take a moment and thank Kevin Roller. Pastor Kevin filled in for me while I was gone for 2 Sundays, so we're grateful to have him in that aspect. And he gave wonderful messages while I was gone, so that's good news. I want to thank everyone who served the funeral yesterday. So we had a funeral for Glenn Baltruch, and he, unexpected passing, but also just another difficult event to throw in as I was coming back to work. But I'm real thankful again for everyone who's helped in getting the meal prepared and everything else that needs to happen when those types of things happen. So what's coming up? Valentine's party. If you haven't got Valentine's Day plans, you can certainly join us here at Faith on February 19th. So we'll be after Valentine's Day, but there's a meal and some entertainment, some games and some prizes. So join us on February 19th. You have to buy tickets from the women's group. You can probably just call the office here if you want and leave a message. But the tickets are $20 a piece. That includes your appetizer and your supper and your dessert, and of course the entertainment uh, and games. So do join us. Also, it's coming up. It's only 2 weeks away, really. Is Ash Wednesday. So our Ash Wednesday service would be the 22nd of February. I think it's at 6:30. Don't quote me on that. So we'll begin the walk down Lent during that time. And we'll have worship services during the Lent on Wednesday nights. I believe we're going to do the meal at 5:30, the worship at 6:30. That way the web's programming can continue at 7, and that will continue all the way through that. There will be no meal on Wednesday, Ash Wednesday, so don't come expecting that. Other than that, those are where I am at. I'm still trying to catch up in the office after being gone for 2 weeks, and slowly getting there. so, and so that's what I've got for you in this realm of things. Also, let's see. So I'm taking a look at the lessons today and really kind of focus on 1 Corinthians a little bit. And Paul's writing to the Corinthians because the Corinthian church is beginning to split off into factions, and they're following Paul or they're following Apollos or whomever. And Paul wants to reel them in and remind them, that you're young in your faith, and that you know that they have to continue to move forward in their faith, and that yes, Paul might have planted the seed, and then he says, and Apollos watered the seed, but it's still it's still the work of the Lord that is causing people to follow him. So what he wants us to remember is that somebody might plant a seed in in your early Christian life, and you may look towards that. And I have my people that help me help me develop my faith in my life. And so it's important to remember that foundation is there. And my parents gave me a great foundation for my faith, and then again, others along the way who supported me and pointed me in that direction. And so Paul's doing the same thing here. He's reminding his church because he's heard that people are less focused on the message, more focused on who's giving the message. So Paul made this foundation. Apollos kind of helped build this building in a different way. And so who's best? And I love how Paul puts it here. And this is 1 Corinthians 3, 1, 9. Who is verse 5? What then is Apollos? What is Paul? And then he answers the rhetorical question, because it's not, they're just people. But he says, servants through whom you believed as the Lord assigned to each. In other words, when the Spirit has entered you in whatever particular way or whatever particular path, you discover that the Lord, that you look towards that person who helped you along the way. And so the point is not to overdo it. Okay, so while you can lift that person up as somebody who helped share your faith, helped develop the faith that you have, or the Lord, or understanding the Lord's faith in you, then you can lift them up and you can have them uh, as a step along the way. But the message is uh, God's message. It's the message of Jesus Christ, um, the perfecter, as Paul would say, of our faith. So he really wants us to understand, and I want you to understand today too, the importance of not who's delivering the message. Well, that's somewhat important, but it's the message of Christ in his actions on the cross, and then his resurrection and ascension into heaven. So those are the things that we need to remember. Doesn't matter who gave those to you. My family. I have pastors that I look up to as I developed in my own faith. Um, but really, the message is Christ, and that's what I'm giving you. Don't look up to me. I'm just this guy. Who is a Greg, right? What is a Greg? So don't look to me, but look to Christ. And so that's kind of where I'm at with these texts today. And I'm not quite sure where I'm going to go, because I'm really just kind of getting delved into it in a strong way, from getting back in and having a funeral thrown in there. So we'll see where it takes me. I just don't know. Join me Sunday and you'll see. That's all I got. So prayers this week. I think that we really need to pray for the victims of the earthquake, the families that are affected by that, but also those who continue to look and seek for survivors, and finding the bodies of the loved ones. That's important. All of those things are important. So lift them up in prayer today, um, and just hold them in your arms, as you do that. Also, pick a single person today and pray for them. All righty. Grace and peace to you from God, our Creator, who lives in heaven and here on earth. As you go about your ways and your days, do take care.